Hey guys, welcome to WILDsides. Today we're going to be learning how to eat a cactus. So first we're going to need to identify the prickly pear cactus. Now these guys are all over Texas and many other southern states, but you can tell it's a prickly pear because it is prickly and it has little pears on it. Now there's going to be two different color pears on these prickly pear cactuses. There's going to be the green ones and the dark purple ones. And the darker purple, it's typically the more ripe they are, so you're going to want to harvest those guys. Now there are two parts to a prickly pear cactus, and that is the leaves, or also known as the cactus pads, which is the big green part with the big spikes on it. And then there's the pears, or the fruits, or as the natives used to say, the tuna, and those are the little pears with the dark purple or green coloration. And these parts are both edible, so we're going to go ahead and harvest both, and we're going to do that by just grabbing them with the handy dandy tongs and then using the knife to cut the area where they are separated to the rest of the plant. Now you're going to want to harvest them in moderation to ensure the survival of the plants, so be sure to leave at least 2/3 of the plant still intact. Make sure you've got a handy dandy little bag with you as well to put in the pieces that you do harvest, because these guys are covered in tons of spikes and thorns, and the big thorns that you see, yeah, they suck to get into you, but it's the little ones that really do the damage. These little tiny clusters of tiny little hair-like spikes called glochids. They are like irritating and itchy and about impossible to get out, so make sure you've got a good bag that the spikes aren't going to poke through and stab you. And I do not recommend plastic. Alrighty you guys, so here we have our prickly pear fruit and we have our cactus pads. Now these guys have tons of little spikes as well as the little glochids all over the place, and those are something you don't want to get in your fingers. So what we're going to go ahead and do, just to kind of take care of the brunt of them, is burn them off, because all cactus spines are modified leaves. Now if you've got a campfire handy, then good for you. You can use the campfire and make it even easier. But if you're in an area with a burn ban, a lighter will have to do. So the next step, I'm going to be eating it raw. You can't eat it cooked over the fire, just like put it on a little spit and roast it over the fire. I'm going to be eating it raw, so I'm going to be using this vegetable peeler and peel away the skin. Here goes nothing. I mean, it almost tastes like nothing. It's not bad. So now we're going to go and move on to the tastier option, which is the tuna, the fruit of the prickly pear itself. So preparation is quite similar. We're just going to go ahead and burn off the glochids. Luckily, there are a lot fewer glochids. And you can roast these guys over the fire as well. I know I've done that in past episodes before.
Okay, so I'm going to be working on getting all the spines off the prickly pears to like cook them and peel them and eat them, but right now there's a burn ban in effect at the state park and we're going to respect that burn ban, and I'm not going to light a fire in the pit, but I'm going to burn the spines off the prickly pear a different way. Okay, so because of the burn ban, I'm going to use just a propane fire. You might not be able to see the flame, but it is there and it's really hot. And so I'm just gonna cook this prickly pear in here. It's still got its spines on, so I gotta be careful. And prickly pears have been used for a very, very long time, but you gotta make sure that you get off the spikes because those can be horrible if you get them in your mouth. And then I'm gonna burn off the spikes and then peel them, and then the fruit on the inside should be good. And then just hold it above the fire. And the spikes are slowly burning off. Might not be able to see.
And once you've burned away all the glochids, it's going to be safer to handle. Go ahead and grab onto it. Just peel away the skin, and there's what the cross section looks like. And you can see in the middle there's lots of seeds there. Now these seeds are edible. They're quite solid. They're like chewing on little pebbles, but if you put in the time and work, you can actually eat these guys. And all you got to do peel back the skin and scoop it up with your teeth. Careful not to get spikes in your mouth. And chew away. It's pretty good. It's sweet, sour, tangy, all good stuff. But it's a nice little snack, especially with the amount of cactus that we have lying around. Now this one here, though it looks ripe on the outside, it's not entirely ripe. I guess you're going to want to wait for the top to flatten out a little more as the flower's getting ready to bloom, because on the inside you can see here there's some green flesh and some purple flesh. Now the purple flesh tastes great. Tastes like a sweet fruit. Tastes almost like really, really sweet watermelon. The green stuff, not so sweet, but it's still edible, it's still good, it's still alright. But the pink stuff is what we're going after. So when you're harvesting these guys, just look for the really, really ripe ones, and that's what you're going to want to pick. Well, you guys, I hope you enjoyed learning how to eat a cactus. My name's Alec, stay wild, and we'll see you next time! Now there's a number of ways that... And make sure that you've got your handy dandy little bag as well to put in your harvestings. Let's get right to it. Prepare them as with most, why can't I talk?
Okay, so after you peel it, you can boil it and then it is edible. But I have a bag of food with me, so I think I'll just stick to my Spam.